You are not your relationship. You are not your job. You are not your success. You are not any of these things. Ladies and gentlemen, today is March 31st, 2019, and it's 2:01 p.m., and I'm excited to be here with you. This is Reflections 38, if I recall correctly, and my name is Josh Moxey. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, and throughout my content, I am documenting the climb of my journey, as challenging as it can be, as great as it can be, all types of aspects of it, and just being totally fucking real with you guys. So, Reflections is a part of this process. It is a weekly reflection I do, and then I get on camera and talk about the highlights so I can essentially create a video timestamp or audio timestamp of my week in a given point in history, so that I can capture the gold, so that you guys can consume it and observe the gold and take some stuff and hopefully apply it and reap the benefits and all sorts of things. It's also a great reset so I can start the week over, so I can learn faster, all these fucking things. Anyways, let's get right into it. I'm excited for this week's episode. I'm feeling quite detached about things, which is super nice because I sometimes put this on a pedestal. But anyways, without further ado, let's go have a fun episode. What's been on my mind? Ever After. So every June in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, we have a dubstep festival that is, it's a lot of fucking fun. It's probably the third best lineup in the entire world for bass as far as I'm concerned. And it's so fucking cool. It's in our backyard. But anyways, I'm so excited because it's getting closer. For a while, I wasn't really caring about it, but it's getting more feedback that certain people are coming, and I'm pretty fucking pumped about it. So it's going to be really exciting to, number one, see the people. The music will be cool, but it's for sure about the people and having those people around you. It just makes or breaks the festival, quite frankly. Gotta have those fun people and loving people around you. And I keep having dreams that I'm missing certain sets. It's awful. I love these nightmares so much. Sarcasm. I fucking hate them. They're awful. And yeah, and in addition to that, things that are top of mind related to that are also like, there's a lot of like festival season essentially just started 2 days ago or whatever with the Ultra and Rampage going on, those two big events. So looking forward to just rave season, even though I'm only going to two things. Lots of worry about posting that entrepreneurship episode. That was just like that. Yeah, I just kept pushing it off. There's a lot of concern in my brain, lots of resistance, but I ultimately did it, so I'm glad about that. I also am letting a lot of dumb comments spin around in my brain. I found myself just letting criticism, not like not helpful criticism, just like pointless fucking comments in my brain just rattle me this week. So that's a lot of wasted energy. I've had a lot of thoughts around like jobs and money stuff and concern, and honestly just like it's just challenging as fuck. So I have to I probably should just do some more energy work on that. Haven't done that recently, but yeah, I'm confused, very confused, and I have to do a better job of continuing to clarify all this because I just am not built for a normal job. So what were my favorite wins? Honestly, as I'm looking at wins right now, I'm just like, I just didn't do enough again this week. It's always very disappointing looking back and being like, oh, I didn't maximize this week's potential in my work capacity. It's frustrating. Anyways, let's get into wins though. An explanation of non-material, I would transcribe this, and I'm working on that pitch because I'm not very good at explaining energy work right now, or specifically the type of energy work I do, and I have to learn how to do that properly. So we're getting there. I just wish everyone could just understand things. I didn't have to explain things, but it's not the case. So I have to continue to learn the shit and integrate it at a deep level. Also tried out IGTV in a vertical sense. I was typically doing I did it one other time with this format, which is start out in vertical view and then switch and get the person to turn their screen to the right or whatever, and it becomes a 90 degrees, and it becomes a horizontal video. Yeah, I didn't have it fully zoomed into the complete IGTV full screen, but I had it at this type of height that you would see for a tall Instagram post. So anyways, that worked well, and I'm glad I did that. Usable audio and video branding. This is now integrated in my content. Super excited about it. It's been a long time coming. I think it took me a full month casually working on it. Random at times, just like punting it for 7 days and then coming back. And anyways, it's working now. I'm glad it is. It's really cool.
What worked?
Looking into scheduling and planning and then starting to do so. So as I talked about last week, my time in a sense right now is just like vanishing, and I'm not taking enough, I'm not putting enough value into my time. I'm not seeing it as valuable enough. I'm not using it effectively enough. I'm not maximizing it effectively enough. So probably the biggest actionable that I've been putting off for a fucking eternity is to start scheduling. I do not schedule, but I am in the process of, I am scheduling now, but as of Thursday, I wasn't scheduling, but now I'm experimenting with Google Calendar and scripting my day, if you will. I'm starting out with, and here's what really worked with this, trying to just do the mornings to start, and then, so going block by block. So I'll do like the morning, and then when I'm done the morning, I'll do the afternoon, and then I usually just fuck up my night completely with this right now, but I'm in the trial processes. I'm learning how to do it. But anyways, this is working really well. I'm valuing my time more. I have more urgency. I am moving a little bit faster. I am still fucking up. And this is like still a thing where I am, I will take too long on something, and then I'll like push into another block, and it's like, okay, whatever. And there's a good reason to schedule like some catch up, if you will, times or what have you like that. But it's also me trying to detach from what stopped me from doing this before, which was the perfection of the calendar. Like I kind of want it all to be accurate and like it to reflect what actually happened and not what I was projecting to. So anyways, there's just some stuff around that, but I'm really liking it. Calendar is really fucking cool. And when I learn to use it effectively, this is going to be absolutely change my life. Actually sitting down and taking notes. So when I was talking about that pitch, the explanation of energy work, if you will, actually sitting down and taking notes is something I haven't done in a long time. I used to be an intense note taker, especially in high school when I was starting to learn success content. And then I just stopped because it is a lot of work. But anyways, it felt really good, even though I do get tired from doing it very fast. But sitting down and actually just writing, it integrates it at such a deeper level that you just can't do when you're just passively consuming. So that felt fucking nice. Saying the same thing multiple times. Now, what the fuck does that mean? I'm talking about in between different episodes, I can repeat the same message multiple times because not everyone's going to watch or listen to the exact same episodes. There's just so much content out there, and like even with posts or stories, not everyone's going to consume it all. So if I want a message to be heard, I probably had to say it multiple times, and there's nothing wrong with saying it multiple times, and I'm learning that as time goes on. But yeah, feels fucking good. Trying to go to bed earlier, trying to wake up earlier, and being awake for mornings, and then also using coffee to help me get myself up when I'm trying to wake up early. Just straight up chugging cold coffee as soon as I wake up that I made the night before. And anyways, this is working well. I did fuck up with it today because I was like, I want sleep. I somehow just sabotage myself on Sundays with stuff like this, specifically the sleep schedule, so I'm aware of that. But anyways, aside from that, I've been getting earlier and earlier and just trying different things here and there, experimenting. I don't have any action steps for you right now other than just fucking go to bed and don't procrastinate on going to bed, because that's my biggest problem right there. Okay, I lied. I just realized I do have a partial action step with sleep and going to bed earlier. My mind can start racing and I enter like a challenge, almost like a challenge solving state or a problem solving state, however you want to call that. I want to fix things, I want to create things, I want to build things. This is not the type of mindset to sleep in, I promise you. So when I get in that type of state, it's really good to meditate before bed. It helped me this week fall asleep quite fast for things that I was like expecting to take a long time to drift off to. And also, so just meditation is what worked. And having a meditation practice kind of midday, if I can schedule it in, I know when I need it. So just doing a meditation when I need it has been working really well this week. And, and I'll cover what hasn't worked with it in a second.
What didn't work, and how can I improve it?
Meditation continued. So in the mornings, it's awesome to meditate. Not so awesome to fall back asleep and then wake up fucking 2 hours later. Not fun. And it's also really hard for me to get up. I just struggle with it because I love sleep so much. But anyways, with meditation, I either have to start sitting up. I have to, because I normally lay down in my bed. I have to either maybe get on top of my bed instead of being under the covers. Maybe I have to go to a completely different place in the house. Maybe I have to just sit here or something like that and meditate on a ball. That would be interesting. And yeah, there's tons of potentials there, but it's not great to just go back into meditation when I'm in my bed, when I'm just half asleep. I'm just going to fall back asleep and it's not going to be helpful at all. Okay, so if you didn't know, as of last week, I am now back on the subliminal audio, and I started listening to this. So there's a compressed version that it's like 3 minutes for a loop, and a loop is usually worth an hour. So, and there's like a max of, you shouldn't go over like anywhere from 16 to 21. I think it's like 21 hours you probably shouldn't go over. And I let this fucking thing run for like hours on end, which means 3 minutes times how many hours? I don't actually know how long I left it on, but anyways, it doesn't work because I end up leaving myself exhausted for the rest of the day because I went way over the loop, and then I'm not letting my brain recharge enough, and it's just like, it's bad. My mood goes to shit. I become super pessimistic. I like just want to just lay there and do nothing. It's awful. So I've got to be very cautious. I have to either set a timer or create a playlist with so it doesn't continue looping forever. It just has to stop after a certain amount. Stuff like that. Got to be cautious with that going forward. The dangerous part about this is because you actually can't really hear it. It's quote unquote a silent subliminal, or an ultrasonic is what it's actually called. And you can barely hear it. Most ears cannot hear it. I can, because it's a high pitched noise. Anyways, my ears can pick it up, but I forget about it because it's so in the background, right? So anyways, that is the danger of it. If it was a water sound, I'd be able to hear it and figure out what the hell is going on, but that is the danger with that. Being lazy as fuck. So with every trait comes a positive and a negative. With laziness, it's obviously not the best, and at the same time, a lot of the most successful entrepreneurs have this type of laziness about them, but they channel it in a certain way that, like, they're solving problems because they don't want to do a certain thing type of stuff. That is an interesting way of challenging laziness, and it's really good. But I don't feel like I am moving forward enough right now. I need to be doing more, and I'm feeling just inherently lazy, and that's not helpful to my path and to my purpose and to my vision and to my mission right now. So I've got to fix that. The scheduling is really helping with this. Doing a better job of looking at my dream board, of course, is always like these actionables, reminding myself of my whys more. All these types of things are going to be helping me become less lazy. So anyways, my fucking phone died again. Jesus fuck. Guys, my phone is just going nuts right now. Absolutely haywire. What the fuck is happening? It just like pretended to shut off and then turned right back on without actually turning on, going through that loading process. I am highly confused right now. And now it's frozen again. What the hell? Awful habit of when I have a cheap meal, I try to find I don't know if it's not necessarily a movie, but just something that's completely mindless. I don't know why I don't let myself watch good shit. When I say good shit, I'm talking about like maybe I'm watching a quantum physics talk like I was last week, or watching a Daily V, or I don't fucking know. Just something that's like purposeful and not so fucking pointless like a movie, with all due respect to movies, or a TV show or anything like that. But I just have this strange sense of like, if I have a cheat meal, I should probably cheat with my mind as well and just like become super fucking chill and lazy for like, it's so stupid. And I like have to do it while I'm eating. It's like, if I could just stop that would be great. It's literally just as simple as giving myself permission to change up the rule and just let myself do a better, more purposeful thing. That's it. Letting my fear of being vulnerable stop me from posting content in the short term. So I put off that entrepreneur failure episode for, So I finally just posted it this week, but I put it off for like, in the grand scheme, probably almost a full month. But like when it was ready to go, I waited 3 or 4 days to post it and I just didn't upload those days because I was like just so fucking scared of posting it, and I had tons of resistance around it. So when I'm in those types of situations, instead of focusing on the present resistance or the worry or the fear or like the opinions of others in the short term, what is better is to focus on the long-term impact, the long-term vulnerability growth, the success long-term, all of the good things in the long term. Short-term pain, long-term gain. Anyways, that was good though. I'm glad I did that. But it was just like, think of these things to make it easier. I struggle with leg workouts because I literally just want to sit there and puke for 20 minutes after I'm doing Bulgarian split squats, because that third set just sets me into a fucking another realm. I'm just like, I feel like I'm just spinning and I just want to hurl everywhere. It's awful. And I'm so fucking tired and I can barely walk and all this shit. Anyways, during that, so next up is pistol squats after Bulgarian split squats. I might start swapping in some calf work. I know that's not the proper order of it all, but to add some calf work I'm not going to puke during, whereas pistol squats are so much harder, and I just can give myself some time for my quads to regenerate. And I feel like, I don't know if, oh god, I'm so bad at this leg shit. Anyways, to give my legs some time to recharge, essentially, so I can do the pistol squats more effectively. That's also a big problem for me. I'm trying to like do the perfect fucking pistol squat form and weight and stuff like that. I might just be better to just lower the fucking weight and care less about my ego. Seeing myself as slow. So in my self-image, I do see myself as a slow person, and this further ingrains it just makes the reality so I am slow. Like my actions follow suit. Everything follows this fucking self-image. So when I see myself as slow and continue to think thoughts about why I'm slow, and just like criticize myself for being slow, all these things just perpetuate the slowness. So I should really start thinking things like, I am becoming faster. I am just a type of person who gets things done in a fast way, an efficient way. I am able to move fast with ease. Like these types of thoughts, and loop them so that I can do a better job of becoming a fast person, because I hate how fucking slow I am, man. It's garbage. And equally, it's that balance of, I don't want to go so fast that I'm not doing the job properly or doing a low quality job, but I also want to move fast. So it's like, it's the balance of speed and quality. There is some sort of balance in between that can really work for me. I just have to figure out what the fuck it is. Procrastination on micro content. So when I say micro content, I'm talking about like Instagram and Facebook posts. So it's like small videos, that type of stuff is specifically what I'm thinking about here. And when I'm not doing that, I am not having an impact on people in a social media sense. Like I'm having some in my story, but I am taking away I'm taking away a great potential from people, I think, when I'm not posting. And when I'm not posting, I'm probably also not, like right now, and I'm not posting and I'm not trying to make it better, I'm not thinking about the fact that I'm not posting.
What were my biggest lessons?
Things in design communicate much more than we see on the surface. So when I was crafting my logo, for example, I liked the idea of a circle until I was talking with my cousin, is what we call each other. We're not actually cousins. But anyways, Joel Schellenberger really taught me an important lesson about circles, which is a circle is perfectly round. And because it's perfectly round, it represents perfection. And I don't like perfection. So he was like showing me a great lesson in how the shapes we choose, the way things are structured, the flow of the logo, all these things are communicating more than we see with our eyes. So with me, I have to change that now because I don't stand for perfection, as you guys fucking know. I love imperfection and rather moving fast, because perfection is just fucking bullshit. I like vulnerability and the what do you call it? Yeah, just no one's fucking perfect. And related to that, the thoughtfulness you're putting into your designs and all of the, almost like a backstory, if you will, all of the stuff that you don't see is very correlated to how good of a designer you are. Your thoughtfulness, your purposefulness in design. Very interesting. One of the greatest false beliefs, and I was reminded of this week, is that you are not your relationship. You are not your job. You are not your success. You are not any of these things. And fucking, I guess you can just do whatever the fuck you want, but anyways, to identify with things in the physical universe, even to identify with your body, I think is a very dangerous thing. But especially to start identifying with things like relationships and your job and all of these things that could be ripped apart from you at any given moment, it's very dangerous. I just don't think you are those things. I think you are a soul, and that's it. That's it. It's really just our egos trying to latch on to this physical universe, and guess what? I wouldn't follow the ego if I were you, because its main goal is to destroy us. So, would you follow someone that is trying to destroy you? Probably not. Probably not. Putting a ton of pressure on people when I have an idea that I think can really help them, or if I have some sort of POV that I really want them to get, putting a ton of pressure on that is not always the right move. I do this sometimes with people I'm really close with, expecting they can handle it. Not all of them can, and I get that, and people like to decide for themselves. And I was just reminded of it this week, specifically with Bri, as I was giving a lot of pressure on a specific viewpoint around music, and he was just not having it. He would tell me that he was peaceful. I don't think he was peaceful in the moment. So anyways, yeah, it's just not the greatest way to go at things. If I want people to understand my points of view, it's probably better to just plant a seed, lead by example, move the fuck on, and hopefully they're smart enough to figure it the fuck out. Otherwise, I can't do much. I can just consistently try to plant seeds and water and fertilize it, and hopefully it grows. And if not, they fucking lost because of it. So not necessarily lost, but they're lost type of thing. Or maybe not, or maybe it's my loss. Maybe it's a false belief. I don't fucking know. Anyways, life. Here's a beautiful technique from Neil Gaiman and he shared this when he was on the Tim Ferriss show. Awesome episode, by the way. But throughout, at one point, he outlined his creative process essentially of how he gets things done, which is amazing. He sits down and he doesn't force himself to work. He can do anything, but he just can't do anything really exciting. He can sit there and look off in the distance. He can sit there and just sit there. He can be in thought, but he can't go watch TV. He can't check his phone. He can't do anything. He just has to work. That's his only option. So after a while of doing nothing, he will get bored and the work becomes more exciting, and then he inevitably gets things done because of it. I thought that was beautiful. It's like a no options mentality type of thing. You have no other options, so you just work. I love that. So nice. And it also takes the pressure off working too, because it immediately just becomes more interesting than just doing nothing. So you end up doing things. It's so simple, but damn, I loved that. Who cares? Shaun White, you probably know him. He's just like a legendary snowboarder. And on his gold medal run for US in whatever year it was, on the final run, his final thought was, who cares? I love that so much because it takes all the pressure off of him, and now he can just go perform and have fun. To apply any additional pressure in that situation would have just broken him. So by him taking it all off a pedestal, he can just go out and perform and leave it up to his training and all of the preparation he did previously. Even if I'm not close to how my schedule looks, it's the act of actually trying to schedule and trying to plan out my day that is the magic and the ingredient. To be deliberate, to be purposeful about how I'm spending my time in my day, that is the magic zone right there. The clock is always ticking in a day, and if I'm not scheduling, it's very easy to just let all of the time slide and just kind of. I mean, I love free flowing, but it's not always the greatest. It has a time and a place for sure. But knowing that the clock of life is always ticking and that I'm on the clock at all times, it keeps me much more accountable to my life, to action, to my purpose, to all these things. And I'm able to much more easily maximize my day and maximize my time because of it. And there's gonna be mistakes, and that's fucking okay. I just have to keep trying and just do my best to be purposeful and deliberate with all my time.
What challenges did I experience?
My ego will convince me that I am mentally tired or physically tired in order to stop me from doing things. Like I'm almost like too tired to do this or too exhausted to do that. So I have to be cautious of this because if I let this happen, I'm wasting a ton of time in my day. And there's always more to give. I'm not going to be at full capacity to give, but I can still do things that just might take a little bit longer type of thing. Got to be cautious of that. I watched like a 7-minute interview last night with a heroin addict who was homeless. And this was recorded about 8 years ago. I'm very curious to see if he's still alive and if he took action with his life or let heroin get the better of him. But what he said was, it just really hit me. He said, if I tried a little harder and apply myself a little more, I could get off the streets. This really impacted me because it sounds a lot like myself right now with work and success. I'm like, if I just tried a little harder, if I just did a little more, if I just stayed a little bit more disciplined, I'd be able to succeed in business and just like all areas really. But it just really hit me because I'm like, wow, this dude is me except in drugs. I'm just fucking blew my mind. So anyways, I have to fucking figure my shit out and make sure I'm more accountable and trying harder and being more disciplined and all of these things that I know I should be doing, but are always obviously easier said than done because it breaks my heart to think about knowing that I am missing potential. I am letting things fall to the wayside. Like, just, yeah, it's tough. So anyways, but it just really fucking hit me, that point right there. When I think something is super important, I start to put it on a pedestal, and I do not handle pedestals very well in the least. So yeah, that is an interesting observation of my patterns this week, because it's not a great one. Either I have to start taking things off a pedestal that I put on, or I just have to do a better job of making sure I perform under pressure with ease. There's many different ways I could do that. I could do the who cares Shaun White technique, if you will. I could do some energy work on my resistance to performing under strong amounts of pressure. All of these things. So, because I want to be the best, and this does not work well, this pattern with being the best in life. I fucking hate SEO. I hate all this bullshit of, it's so icky to me. I don't like SEO at all. But I am having to learn it right now just to understand things better, because guess what? What I'm doing right now is not working well. So in terms of like getting views and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm learning about it right now, and it's challenging because it just feels so contrived, and like I am learning some good things, but damn, like and there's also part of me that doesn't want to necessarily do all the tactics, because I know tactics are replaced by other tactics at some point. So because they're teaching like tactics as gospel, I'm kind of resistant to doing that, because I'm like, okay, but what if there is this other way that you're not seeing, and what if intent is more important? It is definitely more important than tactics. So it's like, should I change up the way I start my videos? Am I getting romantic about how I start my videos? Like, should I, there's just so many things, and I'm trying not to be romantic, because I know romantic puts you out of business and kills your progress. And being romantic, I mean, and in terms of like subscribing to your past ideas and stuff like that, especially if they're not working. But yeah, so I'm open, and at the same time, I'm also like, I fucking hate this. Oh, and I also don't want to like completely start over editing things like with super pattern interrupts and everything like that. I just want to keep things raw. I don't want to make this a fucking overly done channel. I just want to be real with truth. I feel like there's other people who have done this successfully, and I want to continue to be one of those people. I don't want to start doing these fucking crops in and out. It's so cringy, all this shit that I know is just so tactic orientated. Makes me just cringe. I just feel so fucking underqualified for jobs right now, and equally, if I do have a job I kind of want, I just don't want to work in real life as well. When I say real life, I mean physical. I don't want to go drive somewhere. I want to do all my remote work. I want to chill behind a keyboard, and that just is so much more interesting to me. Especially because I can hop from task to so as soon as I'm done, don't need to commute home. I can just start another task and get to work fast. Like stuff like this. And I say get to work, talking about my work, not some fucking job. Anyways, I'm really struggling with all the job stuff right now. It's really tough for me. Especially because I just feel so goddamn underqualified for so many things. It's so, man, generalist versus specialist. I feel like I'm good at a ton of things. I'm just not great at any one thing yet. I might be, and I'm just unaware of it. But yeah, it's very challenging for me right now. But I'm growing from it. I am growing from it. Resistance to doing the things that I know will make me succeed. Things like networking and DMing and micro content and sales and fucking SEO. Like all of these things that I'm just like, I know I should be doing and I'm not doing them. That is pure resistance right there at its finest. I just need to do it and say fuck you to resistance and almost like treat it like an enemy. That's a very good way to get me going on something, because I just like sports, you know, and it's basically like a sport. It's almost like a mini war as well. And I like winning a lot. So, and even more than that, I fucking hate losing. So, and although actually, as I say that right now, I'm not so sure about that these days. I like winning a lot, and losing is becoming less important in terms of the scale. So maybe I take that back. I have this awful habit right now of going into comment sections and starting to defend people who aren't defending themselves. It's so fucking ridiculous. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I just feel like I need to be a fucking warrior for people who are not sticking up for themselves. I don't know why. It's wasting so much time and so much energy that I just, like, what's the point? And then I just talk to some fucking idiots where I'm just sitting there. It's just so dumb. I gotta stop it badly.
Where did I grow the most?
Detachment from this, like reflections. I feel like I'm just not caring so much and just, you know, getting on camera, saying hello, sharing some shit, and I don't know, hopefully it comes out well, and if it doesn't, not the end of the world. It's fucking, life goes on. I feel like that's a kind of a vibe with a lot of things right now. Oh boy, posting that entrepreneur failure video. Fuck, that was hard. I didn't even share it with the fucking full Facebook crew, because when I say full Facebook crew, I'm talking about sharing it on my profile. Because when I share some things on my profile, it ends up getting like 100 views versus like anywhere from fucking like 1 view to 20 type of thing ish. I don't know, it fluctuates, but yeah, that video was really tough for me to post, but I'm glad I did it. I just said fuck you to resistance as per usual, and we move forward, and now my vulnerability is even stronger from it, and I'm able to share more vulnerable things as time goes on, and I can look at it onward. Wait, how are you viewing this way? It's a continuous upward cycle of vulnerability. I'm just amazed at how crazy it'll be in the future. It's going to be a lot of fun. That might be one of the things I'm best at, vulnerability, in terms of like closest to world class. I think that might be there. Also scheduling, so fucking hard, and it's so out of habit for me and just very strange, and yet I'm still trying to use my days more purposefully, and even if I'm fucking up, I'm still going back to it every single day and just keeping at it, and I'm respecting that part of myself in this process.
What am I obsessed with right now?
Dubstep, just nothing new there. I loved watching Excision's Rampage set. I'm fucking pumped to see him live at Ever After. That's gonna be so fucking cool. That'll be the 4th time I've seen him. I think 4. Anyways, and by the end of the year I'll see him 5 or 6 times. So that's fucking cool. And yeah, I just love it all. So excited. And I got Mastodon set today. I've got some Millennium, who includes some dubstep in his. I've got Martin Garrix to listen to. Breeze's set, which is Tony. And what else do I have to listen to? I feel like there's more. Anyways, lots of music, lots of dubstep. Love this shit. Festival season is exciting, even though I'm talking about all streams right now. But I just love the streams for the workout, and it makes things so much more enjoyable in my day-to-day life. 1000%. Walking Dead. So season 9 has been the greatest season of Walking Dead. Fight me if you disagree. And it's just been such good TV since Angela Kang signed up as showrunner. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. And damn, she's just done a fucking phenomenal job. It's kind of sad that Rick had to leave, and I think he even low-key regrets leaving because it's become so good of a show. And yeah, I'm just loving it. That last episode was fucking heart-wrenching. I cried for sure. And I love Walking Dead with Apple Crisp. It's just fucking beautiful. New TV is so nice. I don't watch old TV, but having those new episodes is beautiful. So anyways, Walking Dead, you've outdone yourself. It's been incredible. I don't think anyone realizes how good it is. Those people that stopped in like season 7 and 8 while it got slow, they really fucked up and they had to get caught up because it just became so good. Anyways, season finale tonight, finally introducing Snow for the first time in 9 seasons, and I'm excited for that. Also, maybe eat some apple crisp, should be good. Reflections 38. We are finished. Thank you so much for watching and listening. It's always really cool knowing that people are actually giving a fuck about this journey. Whether you do or not right now, I think all of this is going to age incredibly well. I hope this is worth your time. If it was, please do me a favor, engage with it somehow, whether that's a like, a comment, a subscribe, a follow, whatever the engagement is on your platform, a rating, that type of thing. And I'm talking about podcasts, obviously. Anyways, appreciate watching and listening again. My name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later. Hey Siri, play Rocket Fuel.